Hello. How is everyone? Happy Wednesday. I am Christina Llerena. My husband and I, Javier, wrote a book, which we are so excited to share with you. It's Boundless Love, Healing Your Marriage Before It Begins. And this little lovely book bite series is us breaking down the book chapter by chapter, two little sound takeaway messages. And I'm so excited because today is chapter 5, around one of my most favorite and beloved topics, which is getting right with God. And I truly hope that you enjoy it because I think this is awesome reflection, regardless of if you're in a relationship. Our book is for folks that are not necessarily seeking a relationship. They could already be in a relationship at any stage of their relationship. And I think getting right with God is such a beautiful opportunity to look at those things in our lives that may be blocking our relationship and our spiritual development. So let's dig in. It's super exciting. The first point of this chapter, and so much of what we want to share, is this spiritual journey piece. And looking at your individual faith journey can be super informative and empowering, especially when you're involved in a relationship. And examining, the importance around what you believe, your religious background, your spiritual customs, traditions, and biases, and really examining and questioning and affirming what you hold sacred in your life and why. The importance of this whole practice, to identify, your spiritual beliefs, is to cultivate what's really important of those in your marriage, individually as well as in partnership. Because it's so important to acknowledge that we all have our own journey, right? I, Christina, am on my path. I've stumbled and fallen down and failed many times, but I've also resurrected and renewed and bounced back. And so much of that back and forth is through the power of the Creator, and also that ability to really not only pivot, but really leverage and learn from all those experiences. And the real true miracle with the power of the Holy Spirit is you're doing that in union with your spouse. And it's super exciting. And we hope that that can serve as an awesome foundation for your marriage. The second point that we want to talk a little bit about is, do you have to forge a new path as a couple, or do you need to do a check-in and do like a revise or reform? Are you consciously creating your faith life as a couple? These are really important questions. Or are you sort of going through the motions, right? Are you unconsciously repeating the past from behaviors that you either did or learned? That could be just in terms of things that may be outdated for you now, or perhaps that you've inherited in your childhood or your family. So really examining the motives around why you believe the certain things you do, and any faith practice. Are you practicing out of joy, out of true peace of mind and heart, or is it out of duty, obligation, fear, or guilt? And just sitting with that can really, really provide a lot of answers. And then also looking at, do you accept yourself as a child of God, which is a huge step, but it's a process, right? And can you just open yourself to that possibility? So I think that is a worthwhile and very fruitful conversation to have with your partner, and also to explore on your own, because it never gets old, right? Thirdly, it's not about the wedding, right? It's so funny. I mean, this probably doesn't apply to some of you if you're single or you're already married. But when you're in the throes of being engaged, it's so much about planning for the wedding. And I do think it is a metaphor for all of us that we have these pinnacle moments, right? Or milestones or celebrations, whether it be a vacation or getting a new job or getting a new car, whatever it is, a new home, a new kitchen, whatever it is. And it's really not about that, right? Because I think ultimately it's those moments in between. And so much of the wedding may be the focus initially in a marriage, but really what consists of, what gets you through in terms of the resilience and the stamina of the marathon that a marriage truly is your spiritual sustenance. And so prayer is that medicine. And so we really encourage, and from our experience, it's really saved us in terms of the more active our prayer life, the more in touch we are with the fact that God is in charge and is the most wise, certainly of us. So, how can you invite the Holy Spirit, or however you view the Creator, into your marriage to strengthen your relationship and your union, so that you can be more life giving to one another and really enlighten your path and to open up your perspective? I think it's so easy sometimes to get myopic or bogged down or over influenced by others. And I think when you lean in to your faith, you have so many more exciting, and just really invigorating options, which can be so life giving to your actual relationship. So, in summary, what we want to share today is we have to sometimes take advantage, we sometimes accidentally, pardon me, take advantage of our relationship with God, and we really don't examine it. And it's time, especially when you're either visioning new goals in your relationship, or you're getting engaged, or you're married for a while, and you may feel like you're in a rut, is it's so important to dig deep and really sort of excavate what are your beliefs and your behaviors. We're growing, dynamic, always evolving people, and faith is not a static, experience. It's dynamic, as our relationship with the Creator, with God, is dynamic. So we encourage you to be curious and honest about that process, because we're all growing, shifting, and changing, and there's nothing more exciting than doing that with a partner, and being open around that process, because you both benefit, right, so much from getting right with God in any way that you see that. One of our favorite quotes is, "The strongest marriages are built on a foundation of faith." The more you love God, the more capacity you will have to truly love each other. And that's Dave Willis. And I think that's so true. It's that kind of old adage, which, some people may think is hokey, but, families that pray together stay together. And I think it's really true. Is your faith is what binds you into another level, right, of meaning, and fulfillment and power in your life. And that is so much around what we're trying to impart around looking at your own relationship with your spirituality. So here are two bonus, reflection action homework questions. Number one, what is your relationship like with God, right? How do you build your faith? Do you trust God to bring you blessings, or to have your back, even though perhaps in the past you may not have trusted Him or felt disappointed or hurt? How can you reconcile that? And you might want to journal on that and think through that and even discuss it with your partner. And then the second action item is, do you feel comfortable praying alone? So many people do not, or they don't feel comfortable praying aloud or with someone else or in public. Look at that. Talk about that. Where is your comfort zone? Where can you find a peaceful, life-giving practice of prayer that works for you and works for your relationship? And how can you strengthen that practice, that prayer practice in your life for the next few days? I invite you to do it. I know that there will be miracles waiting for you. And so much of our ability to tune in and tune out and let in God, right? Let go and let God, is about prayer. And so I think that's just a beautiful way, an example to very simply get right with God. So we just want to thank you so much for all your support for the book, for our Boundless Love ministry. Feel free to check out our website anytime, boundlesslove.us. We always have cool stuff going on. And Javi will be here next week, with chapter 6, which I will leave as a mystery, a little intrigue there. And we just love you so much. God bless you.